All right, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there, but we're here. We're live. What's going on, guys? Appreciate you guys for rocking with us here this morning. A little bit late, obviously, on the live stream. We're going to get into the Crypto Breakfast Club here at 9:15. You guys know the drill. So we got about 15 minutes, kind of highlight everything. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's links down below to Margex, BITUNIX, some of our top exchanges that we're an affiliate with. So if you guys are interested in trading on the spot market, BITUNIX and Bybit, it's down there. And if you're interested in leverage trading, we've got Margex down there as well. But yeah, what's going on, everybody? Good morning, Roberto. How you doing, man? First comment in the house. Love it. Zach is making a coffee. Yeah, we've already had a couple cups. But yeah, the market's bouncing back, guys. We were live last night, too. If you weren't with us, what a day in crypto. We wiped out billions of dollars, and then we regained billions of dollars. Thank God for the ETFs. Thank God for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs yesterday. We saw huge inflows yesterday come into the ETFs, which you wonder if we would have had the bounce back that we did if we didn't have ETFs. $7 billion of inflows yesterday into those ETFs, which was a huge deal. And of course, we're always tracking some of the large caps. Brett was a play that I was on yesterday. Definitely a nice bounce back here on the Brett chart. We dumped all the way down to 620 million. We're back up to about 900 million right now, which was great to see. And Nairo really held up nicely. We've been talking about this one quite a bit, setting all-time highs last night. This is back up to 190 million. We shot up to 230 million last night, setting all-time highs. Another big one on Solana, 60 million. Cat Dog on Sol looking really good. Here's another one on Sol I really like. $32 million market cap. Get in the cat. Strong narrative here. Big bounce back yesterday after selling off all the way down to like 16 mil. We basically retraced back up 100%. Pepe's up quite a bit here. The Chinese Pepe. This one's looking pretty good tier 2. I think that's a little off that market cap. There we go. 79 million market cap. Starting to bounce back a little bit. Across the board here, guys, things are bouncing. Small cap meme coin here, TFB, Trump First Blood, back up to 214. Look at that, regaining pretty much all of it, what it lost yesterday. That's good to see. Just across the board, some great comeback stories yesterday. And obviously the large caps were leading the way. Bitcoin back up right now, just underneath 55,000. We're looking at this, obviously, as hopefully a full recovery here. Time will tell. This week's going to be a big week here, how this all plays out. But we bottomed out, guys, below 50,000, regained quite a bit. Knacker says there will be another pullback. Oh, certainly, always. There's always pullbacks, even in bull markets, guys. There are always pullbacks. And I think that's something people forget. Just because you enter a bull market doesn't mean market goes up forever, right? It just means that you're in a uptrend, but there will be, downside possibilities throughout, right? I mean, there's always going to be pullbacks. If we take a look at ETH, ETH made a nice little comeback yesterday too. I think we dumped down to about 2,100 on Ethereum. Not showing a ton of strength right now here on ETH. Still waiting to kind of see what happens here. I'd like to see us get back up above, 2,600. If we close over 2,600, that would be a really nice push. But right now the market is green across the board. That's good to see. You guys can see all the bubbles. You love when that happens, right? And there's some big gainers here. Some big bounce backs. Ondo Finance, one of my favorite, up 33+%. Brett, which we just talked about, up 46%. Jasmy up 29%. Caspa's back up 25%. Solana 23%. Let's see. What are some big? Bonk 21%. Render 28%. Pepe 25%. So definitely some nice comeback stories here in the market. We'll see how this all plays out this week. That's going to be really the big indicator. Are we fully out of the woods yet? We don't know. We don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. Time will tell, right? Ponky's back up nicely on a nice little return, back up the charts here. So that's good to see. Big meme coin there on Solana, of course. Miggles has been one we've been tracking and watching here on base, starting to bottom out here the last 3 days. Here's another little small cap gem we've been looking at. Top G 1500 looks really good still. This is the guy that's traveling across all of Europe to go meet Andrew Tate. So this one's held up nicely, still at a $1.8 million market cap. We've been talking about this one for a little bit. Let's see. And guys, you guys know the drill. I'm giving you a bunch of free alpha here, things we're looking at. If you need to, pause the video, write these things down. Kendu's back up to 111 mil. Nice reversal here on the Kendu chart. That still looks really bullish long-term here for Kendu. MSI's bouncing up nicely, back up to 17 mil. Had a big sell-off yesterday, but it was bought right back up. Lot of good things to like here. We mentioned Ginnin on Sol. Nice surge here yesterday, man. Got all the way back up to 60 mil at some point yesterday on that green candle. So that was great to see there on Ginnin. Morning, guys. How we doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Brenda's in the house. What's going on? Definitely not buying meme coins. Too many scams going on. I think it just depends on which ones you're getting into right now. You got to be very selective, I think, especially if they're more longer term plays. But I get it. I mean, they're not for everybody. I get it. Let's see here. What else do we got? Top stories. Let's see here. Nothing too crazy jumping out at us here. Just honestly, the market recovering really nicely, and we're kind of in this wait and see approach. We'll see when market opens here in about 10 minutes. We'll be live on the Breakfast Club too. Just kind of see how the markets respond there from the stock market side of things. Crypto does tend to follow big tech, and tech stocks, that more risky, risk on asset within stocks. So we'll definitely be tracking how some of the, large cap stocks do on the tech side and kind of see if that filters over into crypto a little bit the rest of the week like it did, yesterday. So keep in mind we're definitely watching the stock market side of things to gain some insight here into crypto, especially right now, given, the black swan type of events. And, but I think, the flash crash, what it really told us and what it really taught us here, because a lot of people got nervous and got fearful, and you kind of realized, you realize really quickly when things go down 50, 60%, a lot of these meme coins did, man, I should have taken profits, because at any moment things can go down. So, but if you've won the trade already, guys, you can stomach a lot of this volatility, right? It doesn't really shake you because you've already won the trade. And I think it just highlights the importance of having a profit-taking plan with everything you're in, especially if they're, new projects and they're not going to be ones you hold for a year or anything like that, right? I think it really highlights, that when things go down 50, 60%, you get shaken. It shakes you. Stacking TARS protocol, yeah. Love TARS protocol. We are a private investor in TARS. It held up really nicely too, with the big pullback. Let's see where we are today. I have not looked at TARS protocol. It's ticker TAI. Holding up nicely still. 14.6 mil market cap. There's the TARS AI chart. This is a legit AI project backed by Solana, guys. So I do like this one quite a bit. So yeah, Tommy, this thing's held up really nice. Like I said, I'm a private investor in this one. Got some skin in the game. Definitely been watching this for a little while. So definitely like TARS AI here. We're up a little bit today, up about 8% right now. I've got a good amount of GRT, nothing crazy, Warner, but I do think there's upside there for sure. SEC closed door meeting this Thursday. Do you know if it's related to XRP? This one, I don't think they're saying it's directly related to XRP, but it could be. We'll keep our eyes peeled for sure. When the markets recover, I'll be back in meme points. No, I hear that. Yesterday was a day to go back to the well to high conviction plays. I did buy 4 different assets yesterday on the dips. I bought Bitcoin. I bought Ethereum. I did buy Brett, which, again, all meme coins not created equal. I bought Brett. That's a different type of buy than just some random, hot off the press meme coin. I mean, Brett's pretty established, over $1 billion here for several months. And then I bought Big Time. Big Time is an asset that's listed on Coinbase. Let's see what it's doing today. Oh, it's actually up 17%. Nice. So making a nice little recovery so far here. So that's good to see. It's a $68 million market cap. It's an RPG style game. It's an individual game that's listed on Coinbase. You don't find that a lot, and especially you don't find these smaller cap gems on Coinbase like this. So found this one through Crash, did some research on it yesterday, decided to put a little money in there. I put $5,000 into Big Time, and I think it was up $400 or $500 so far. Let's see. Let's refresh. Yeah, not too shabby. We're up 300 right now. We're up $300 since our move in it yesterday. So hey, we'll take that. We'll take that. So not too shabby. Not too shabby, guys. A lot going on with XRP right now. I think there's something big brewing. I think we'll get into some of that maybe on the Breakfast Club a little bit today. I do think there's some big things happening with XRP behind the scenes. I just put a video out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Definitely check it out. There's been a huge surge in retail demand globally, especially in the United States. Keep in mind, back in July last month, XRP was the best performing asset of all assets in the top 10. And really, you exclude 2 right there out of the gate, right? Because you got 2 stable coins. But basically, out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, Toncoin, and Cardano, no better performing asset than XRP there in the top 10 last month. So there's definitely some interest there from the retail side. And it's very interesting what's happening. I think we're getting closer and closer to getting some type of framework legally because of the XRP lawsuit ending. I really think we're close. It feels like it. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that moment too long already, but I do get the sense that we are close. Next Level, good morning, man. How you doing? Guys, we're 4 minutes away from the Breakfast Club. We are live on X right now, too. If you guys want to repost the live stream, that helps us out. Hit the like button on this live. We've been live for about 13 minutes. Definitely hit that like button for us there. And the retweet button on X, definitely appreciate that. It's totally free to do that, too. So if you're listening on X, hit the retweet button for us. And then if you're on YouTube, do the same thing. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Let's see. We got a decent amount of people on YouTube here, almost about 200 people. So if you guys haven't hit the like button over there, definitely do that. And we're getting ready for the Breakfast Club here, guys. It is Tuesday, July 6th. And, man, so many things happening. What a wild, wild day in the markets. What a crazy comeback. Kendu looks strong. We talked about that already in the live here. Why don't you see your followers? What do you mean, Osman? I got you, man. New meme, Lanwu, ETH, bro. Okay, yeah. I'm not interested in anything relatively new, except for a few right now, but nothing is as cool as when AI Bundy scored 4 touchdowns against Andrew Johnson. Hi, good times. I don't know who that, what is that? Harris picks Minnesota Governor Walz as VP. Interesting. TFB. Trump first blood. Nice. What comeback? The best joke of the day, Zach. You're a really good comedian. Jung, we've come back significantly, brother. So, I mean, obviously, you're not feeling it if you didn't buy the dip or anything like that, but we've come back pretty significantly. Take a look at crypto bubbles. It's all green, brother. Green across the board. right, guys. We are a minute away from the Breakfast Club. We're going to go ahead and fire it up, I think. Get it started here. So put my mic down here on the table, and we'll get that all cooked up for you guys. Let's see here. There we go. And we're going to get it started here. You guys can probably hear the goings on in the basement. They're getting ready. They're setting everything up down there. Gonna have the podcasting studio there, which is gonna be awesome. And my full desk and all of that. All right, guys. If you could, make sure you retweet the space. That's on my X page. Let me show you where to go. Definitely help us out here, guys. See this right here? Hit that retweet button on our space. We're getting ready to start it right now. So let people know we're here. Would mean a lot if you guys do that for me. Let's see. All right, we're getting ready to start, guys. All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Breakfast Club, guys. What a wild 24 hours, huh? I mean, it's just insane what can happen in a short amount of time. Yesterday, crazy day for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. We'll talk a little bit about that. So, what I want to get into, obviously, is just all of the goings on right now. A lot of fear in the markets. At least there looked like there was for a little bit, but made some really good bounce back recovery here in the last 24 hours. We'll talk about what you guys bought on the dip, what we're still looking at. Yesterday I bought more Bitcoin around 50K. I was pumped about that. Bought more Ethereum around 21.5. Was pumped about that. Bought more Brett at around like 790 million. We've bounced off that pretty nicely. And I bought a new crypto, guys. It's one listed on Coinbase. It's called Big Time. Crazy that it's listed on Coinbase, a $69 million market cap. It's in the gaming space. So I'm actually up like $300 on that trade so far. We'll talk a little bit about, we can get into more details in terms of what we bought and things like that. So a lot of things to dive into. And what's going on, guys? Zach, what's happening, man? I know you're trading.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. This morning, like I said before, I aped into Bitcoin. I'm already up 10% just by moving my money Friday. So I'm happy with that. I know I saw the market going up and all that, but I feel comfortable now, because I didn't want to ape in and have, a drastic short siding of the market. So I was, I could have done what you did and went in last night, but I said, fuck it. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up, whatever it's at, as long as it's up, I will ape back in. So I'm still in a better position. So yeah, for me, moving that money Friday was the best case scenario. It worked out. I probably could have got in last night, but I just decided not to. I needed a good night's sleep for all the crazy market conditions the past weekend. So I'm happy. I'm up 10% back in Bitcoin again. So that 4-day trade for me was to move it to a stable, was really what I was looking for, So I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm trading. I did some crazy trades yesterday, but the market looks good. I'm just about to buy a lot of bone. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. Kind of burnt out a little bit, but obviously the weekend took a hit for people. Some people didn't sell, some people did. I was talking to this guy yesterday. He got liquidated pretty bad on a long position, lost all of his money. And I said, I'm probably the one that shorted you. Sorry, bro. So it's like, it is what it is. I mean, that's the risk you take if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? But I told him too. I said, there was signs, man. I don't know why you waited to midday to get out of your position. Obviously, but he wasn't paying attention as closely as we were with the stock market. And the market looks good. Stock market, everything looks promising. Yeah, we're down a little bit, but still, remember, Bitcoin is at these levels. It's still very, very bullish. So that's where I'm at today. Yeah, I'm kind of burnt out a little bit, but yeah, I'm happy to be here. Paid everyone, Bartoshi, Clifford, Mar. So yeah, what's up with you guys?
Zach, what was crazy is we went from one of the worst days in the Japanese stock market, and it was like the reason why crypto tanked, right? Like everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, there's so much money tied up between Japan and the United States," and it looked like people were taking advantage of, a great exchange rate of some sort. I don't fully understand it, but basically people were getting free money for a really long time using the Japanese yen. So the market crashed. I think they had their worst day since 1987, and then they just had their best day followed up. So late last night I was live. I only slept like 5 hours, but somehow I feel pretty good because I wanted to be up late last night when the Asian market opened back up. And Japan basically, in their stock market, recouped everything they had lost. I mean, it was insane. Um, the amount of volatility is just crazy right now. And then, of course, all these black swan scares and World War III scares. And I guess one of the things I want to talk about today is how do we position ourselves, accordingly. I know, Zach, you do a good job of this. I mean, I try to do the best I can. Basically, how do we kind of prepare for any scenario and not get our ass kicked when we get a big, dip in the market like yesterday? I know for one thing, yesterday when everything dipped, 50, 60%, especially some of these meme coins went down 60, 70, 80%. You sit there and you're like, thank God I was taking profits the last 3 to 4 months on all these, right? Because I mean, the feeling you get when you haven't taken profits, because things can switch and flip on a dime for good or for bad. And this is why it's so damn important, because you get those blinders on when the market's just steady and there's no real volatility for 3-4 weeks or whatever. You get your blinders on, and then all of a sudden in a few hours things could change, and that's when you start panic selling and all of that shit, right?
Right, 100%. The key to that for me is I think long term. So basically, when I'm in these meme coins, these shit coins or whatever, and I'm happy with the 1, 2, 3x, like multiple times a day. I'm good with that. And I put that money to a side. So there's cash on the side for any drastic change. Do you know what I mean? Like, think of this weekend. If I didn't have money on the side or was, aping into Bitcoin and stuff, and I wouldn't be able to move that to a stable. I probably would have lost. But that is my trading aspect. I'm cool with the 3, 4x's. You know what I mean? Even a 1x, as long as I'm making money and putting it to the side, I can. And if there's like that kind of weekend like we had last weekend, I wasn't shaken up at all. You know what I mean? And so you can get into better positions. There's a lot of projects that are not going to make it, and there are a lot of projects that will make it. So having that money on the side, you can kind of play your position correctly. And this is the risk we all take being degens. Do you know what I mean? But there's always a backbone. I always have a backbone with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like when I moved that over to the stable, it wasn't my whole portfolio. It was my trading Bitcoin. So I was pretty happy with that. And then shorting a little bit, that can get tricky if you don't know what you're doing. Like that guy I said yesterday I talked to, he lost $30,000. He's got to go back to work. He quit his job, all kinds of stuff. And I said, you can't quit your job. This is supposed to this is supposed to make your life better, not like you can't. And in one split second, like that guy, yeah, he's fucked now. He's got to go back to work, and he lost everything in literally 5 minutes. So you got to know what you're doing. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with holding. if you're not a trader, hold in DCA, not financial advice, but that would be kind of all over the place. But my point is taking profits when you can. Don't be greedy. Put the money to the side because at any moment things can tank, like we saw last weekend. In the split second, you can work 6 months having all these gains, but if you don't have money on the side, you can lose it pretty fast. That's if you sell it. If you hold it, really nothing happens. But being a trader, I move with the market. So you got to you got to pay attention and know what you're doing. Hopefully that answers your question.
No, that was good stuff. I mean, I think the big thing we learn, a couple things, that came out of yesterday that can be learning lessons are always have a cash position. And that comes with what? Taking profits, right? Always have a cash position. Never over leverage yourself to the point where, well, I can't buy the dip anymore, And I don't care how much you have in crypto, just have a cash position. If you have 5,000, have $1,000 in USDT. If you have 10,000, have $2,000 in USDT. If you have 20,000 in crypto, have 4,000. I'm just throwing numbers out here. You get my drift, right? Because you want to have that opportunity to buy the dip in those high conviction plays. The other thing is, what we learned is, and we know this, but sometimes it takes, a rock the boat situation like we had yesterday. Guys, all these cryptos are not created equal, okay? A meme coin you got in 2 weeks ago is not like holding Solana, okay? Turtleneck Inu is not the same thing as Bitcoin. So you have to treat these things differently. You have to have strategic profit-taking plans with every asset you get into. And that plan should be totally different depending on what type of asset it is, how long it's been out, what the market cap is, what your sentiment is, all of this stuff, right? So if you're going to play this game, if you're like me, I think I own over 100 cryptos. And I know Paid probably thinks I'm nuts for saying that. I think he owns like 10. I mean, I'm all over the map. I mean, I got shit everywhere. And it's hard to keep track of, but I'm an active investor. I'm in it every single day. I'm checking all of those things every single day, multiple times a day. And I get up in the morning, first thing I do, especially when the market's green, I look at everything and I start dripping profits, especially off those smaller cap plays that I'm up in. And if it's on Solana, I'm stacking Solana. If it's on Ethereum, I'm stacking Ethereum. Okay? Period. Or it's going back into stable coins. Simple as that. So it was definitely a crazy wild day. Are we out of the woods yet? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Zach, what do you think? I mean, are we totally out of the woods? What's your take?
No, not at all. This could be a quick pump. But I am so fucking bullish on this turtleneck Inu I've been hearing about for the last 2 weeks that someone better send this thing to the moon. It's definitely got something behind it. But no, we're not out of the works yet.
Dude, a dog wearing a turtleneck. I mean, I'm just saying, who wants to create the logo?
Turtleneck Inu, send that to 100 mil market cap right now.
I mean,
yeah, it's like the fourth or fifth time I heard about it. It's got something. It's got some staying power.
It's got some legs, man. I don't know why it just rolls off the tongue too. Paid, what's happening, man? Tech investor, I see your hand up. If you want to come up, request as a speaker, man, and we'll get you in here. Or Tay investor. Paid, what's going on, man? What's happening? What are you doing?
I heard this new sheriff in town on the Crypto Breakfast Club. There ain't gonna be no shilling on our stage today. This is the new law of the land. I'll let you know, as sheriff, you may pass through. You may talk about anything in politics, in money, and in finance. Hell, even if you put anchovies on pizza, we could talk about that. But if you shill on our stage, oh, there's gonna be hell to pay. I will drop you down. I will kick you out. I may block you. This is the Crypto Breakfast Club, and I'm glad y'all are here with us. But respect the rules of the stage. God bless the Crypto Breakfast Club. God bless the United States of America.
Why was that so fucking good?
Yeah, Good job.
Did you have a script written there? I mean, that was
Dude, I've been
really
practicing that
fucking
shit
good,
all
man.
morning. No script. That's off the cuff. I have
You've
some
been
bullet points in
practicing,
my head.
bro.
There's no script. And I have that music queued up, so if anyone does come up and chill, the sheriff will be back. What's going on, Crypto Breakfast Club? What's happening?
I love it, man. I love it.
This is why I don't have a girlfriend. Because I had a girlfriend, I'd drive her fucking crazy. This is what always happens. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, don't worry about me.
The only thing you forgot to say is like the damn room and share the space, especially if you're up here speaking, because we want to jump this thing up. We got some people with us, of course, live on YouTube and X. That's growing. I was a little late with the stream today, so we got about 600, 700 people over there live with us on both those platforms right now. We'll run this up for sure. And guys, share the room, guys. Let's make this the top space in the morning for crypto news and content. Let's see here. Mar's up here. We'll go to Mar, Barkoshi, and your corp. Mar, what's going on, man? Good morning to you.
Hey, Zach. Good morning, man. I'm going to make this short. I'll come back again. Finally, I got to sleep some hours, But, yeah, man, everything is good. I posted a video there for anyone that wants to understand why we had this market crash. I posted a video on the Breakfast Club Telegram. And then, so you can see it's a 2-minute video, be patient and it's something so you can learn how everything just gets manipulated and greed, And yeah, it is what it is. And at the end, a lot of people that had nothing to do with it are the ones that, suffer from this collapse the last on the weekend, But yeah, other than that, I seen some Zach, some of the meme coins, low market cap meme coins that we've been talking about that we on the Telegram do 90%, 30%, 40% now, so they're coming back. At least some of the people, if you didn't sell or you DCA, you're probably either even now. Because man, it takes a strong stomach when your meme coin is like 30%, 40% down, and you're like, do I take my loss or do I DCA? And maybe if it gets a pump, I could get even and get out and just or be on profit, But yeah, other than that, I've been quiet, and the market is looking good, and yeah, we just gotta be careful if we get another dump, but I don't know, man. I'm optimistic that we're gonna start trading now sideways for some time now, until the Fed decides to print money, and that's when we're gonna go parabolic. When the Fed when they start to panic, it's that's what we need. We need the Fed to panic, and once they panic, they'll start printing money, and that's when we'll see the market, especially the crypto market, start pumping hard. It'll be like those that free money that people got on all those loans from COVID, and it's gonna be basically printing money, and it's gonna be also rate cuts, and that's gonna be an injection to the market, and I don't think it's gonna last that long. I think cutting rate cuts, it's feeding to the deflation, and that could hurt us on maybe 6-12 months, but still, it's what you said. I hope you guys took profit when the market was hot a few weeks ago, a few months ago, especially. You always got to take profit. Just people get greedy, man. People get greedy, and they want to sell the 1 million coins they have at $1 for $1 million. And like I've always said, man, if you have 1 million coins and it hit $1, and your average sale was anywhere from 40 cents to 60 cents, you did amazing. Especially if you bought it like let's say 2 pennies, 3 pennies. But yeah, don't be greedy. Don't shoot for the millions. Shoot for pay a few X's. I know I fuck around and I talk about 100X, and those are just one hit wonders. Remember one thing before I land the plane. There's a difference between a 100x from, let's say you got in at a 20K or $10,000 market cap project that just started, and you 100x when that thing hit like $2, $3, $4 million market cap. There's a big difference on that 100x because you did not get in with thousands of dollars. Then when you do a 100x that you got in at a $2 or $3 million market cap and you sell a $500 million market cap, or that's a big difference, you know. But yeah, you know, normally people get in with more money when they get in at a 10 or 50 or $5 million market cap project and they 100 exit. That's a big difference, you know. So yeah. Other than that, man, at least the market has rebounded and it's looking good. And I'm getting some phone calls from people wanting to, you know, to get in.
And you also got to make sure that these projects have liquidity. You know, I know we talk about this all the time, but, you know, you could have all these tokens, but if there's no liquidity, it's worth shit. Let's be honest. So make sure the market cap to liquidity ratio is pretty good. You won't get that huge price impact and you can sell. So
That's all good stuff. Hey, I got to run out and run my garbage can out to the corner of the road because I forget every fucking Tuesday. So let me go do that. Mar, I want to come back to the whole manipulation thing. What happened with stock market yesterday was fucking crazy. And if you guys think they're just manipulating crypto, well, you're naive. And they're manipulating the stock market way fucking more. It's insane. I couldn't make trades yesterday on my Charles Schwab account. I mean, I literally couldn't make trades, but the institutions could. So we had this big fucking bounce in the stock market, and none of us could make a fucking trade, but the institutions could. I mean, it was insane yesterday. And then all these exchanges that were down, I think Robinhood was down too. Crypto, though, Bitcoin was open. Bitcoin was open for business. You know what I'm saying? And I want to talk more about that. I'll be right back. We'll get into some of that. Barkoshi, go ahead, man. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be back in like 2-3 minutes.
You there, Bartoshi?
Bro.
Bartoshi. All right, we'll move on. Maybe we'll come back.
Your Corp. What's up, dude? What's up? Yo, your Corp. Listen, R was concerned for you like last week. He was worried, like, you know, about the surgery and everything. We had to tell him you're okay. So, you know, reassure him right now that you're good. Yes, guys. I appreciate that. I've been kind of busy when it comes to with the surgery and recovering. That's why I haven't been really talking as much and joining in, because also those men been giving me like a weird schedule time to go to sleep. So I've been going to sleep like 5 a.m, 6, and waking up like at noon, 1. So it's just been crazy. But now I'm back. I'm actually probably going to be starting to work tomorrow. If not, depending on what my doctor says today. If not, then on Monday for sure. So I'm pretty excited about that my life is going to start going back again to normal. Because, man, it's boring when you're not doing nothing at home, you know. Because I'm at home, I'm trying to do stuff, but I can't because you got surgery. You cannot lift nothing above 10 pounds. You can't move that fast. So it's just crazy. But luckily, and thanks to God, I'm good. You know, my family always helping me out. My mom, my sister, my brothers-in-laws, and my wife been there like never before. So I'm super, super happy and super proud of them, and grateful, man. Just grateful to have a great family, and of course, recovering. But you know, for me, but what I wanted to say it was regarding the market. So I've been also how I was so busy in the market before with all this stuff. I wasn't paying attention too much to the market, and I didn't realize this was going on until literally like the day before yesterday, that the market was so down, and I'm like, what's happening here? Oh my God. So I started looking, and then I look what's going on. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's crypto. So I was actually excited, you know, because what I did was I invested in some I couldn't invest as much as I wanted because again I'm out of work. So, but I had some save up in some Solana. I had some Ethereum on the base. Also, I had save up there, so I used it to buy some coins. And of course, whoever didn't take advantage of Bone is stupid. But sorry, don't get offended. But yeah, that's how. Damn, your dog got offended after hearing that shit. Nah, somebody opened the door there. Yeah, no, you should take advantage here, and still take advantage because it's still at a great price. And every coin is still at a great price. I didn't get scared until I realized what was going on. I was like, oh, it shocked me because last time that I saw it, the market was nice. And then from 3-4 days after I didn't see it and I got into, to look at it, I'm like, whoa, what a dip was really going on. That actually kind of surprised me. But it didn't surprise me. It didn't scare me or nothing because these are opportunities to you to make money. This opportunity when an investor really, really make their money. Look at that Kenduino, how it went up like what? I think it was 20% right away like that. Hey, I took advantage. I put like $20-$30, but it's money that I didn't have then. That $20-$30 is now more. So again, guys, take advantage of the market. Always when you guys see the dip, take advantage of it. Also, always have your capital there. You're saving there, money on the side, like everybody here says all the time. Because if you don't have that money, then you're gonna lose these opportunities. Let me see. What was that? I was gonna mention something else. Oh, I kind of lost train of thought of the other thing. But yes, guys. The only thing I can say is keep on investing. Get into Bone. Don't stop getting into Bone and the Shibarian and the Shiba Inu and everything when it comes to that network, guys. I'm not going to stop saying it. I know Zach from Subway is going to agree with me because he was the one that made me talk every time I'm here, talk about this all the time. And I'm not going to stop because it's going to be a great opportunity for everybody. Again, thank you for letting me speak, Zach, Paid, Zach from Subway, Mark, all of you guys. I appreciate you guys 100% every time to ask about me, being concerned. Zach, again, I appreciate you for sending me that message. That mean a lot. I think I heard Mark also in one of the lives saying that I was okay, that you asked. And hey, again, that makes me feel really good because I know this community is supporting not only us in crypto as in personal life. They're friends, bro. We're friends. That even though we don't see each other, we don't know each other face to face. All of us, I feel that you guys are friends, bro. Like no lie. I'm here every day. We talk every day. We spend time every morning. So what is that? A stranger? No, not at all. That's friends that will become family. That hopefully we meet face to face, everybody, and make this world better when it comes in the crypto wise, when it comes in help wise and personal life, anything. So it really mean a lot how you guys were asking about me and sending text message and concern about me. For real. I appreciate you guys. Again, I'll leave this plane like Mar says. That Mar, it was kind of weird riding that short plane with you, but hey, thank you. You guys take care, and I'll be listening.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, your corp. Glad to have you with us, man. Glad to have you with us today. Barkoshi, go ahead, man.
Mic check. Can you guys hear me?
Gotcha now. Yep.
Awesome. So, Paid, I'm not going to shill, but I found this project. I just got to.
I think you did not hear me the first time when I came up earlier. The sheriff said no shills, no project, no bullshit in the Crypto Breakfast Club. You want to shill project? I don't care if you in there or you out of it. You going to come on Shark Tank Wednesdays.
Bro, how did you have that queued up? How'd you have that queued up and ready to go? You're just going to be listening to that song for 3 hours a day, just ready to unmute, just ready to go at somebody's neck?
Yeah, I have it queued up all day. Don't worry.
Holy shit, bro. That's funny.
Love it. No, I'm not going to shill. But I did pin up a couple of tweets up top. The first tweet I put up kind of really explains what's going on. This was written up over a year ago, and it's pretty much detailing what we're seeing, what's going on. And then and then the other tweet is from Clifford, and it has them printing money. But if you go through and read that thread, it pretty much stated that we were going to see the Fed start printing more money again. Because what's happening right now is we're having inflation and deflation at the same time. So we have inflation raising the cost of prices everywhere. And then we have deflation going on because the money is getting taken out of circulation. So now, and with the 1% holding most of the money supply, this affects, all the people across the board under, 99%. So they're going to need to start printing more money, and one or two things are going to happen, and we're seeing this coming up. They're either going to have to start printing money and sending stimulus checks out, or the U.S. is going to get involved in another war, and they're going to turn the printing presses back on. The military-industrial complex has really carried the U.S. economy throughout all the depressions. So those are going to be, so war actually on this side is actually a good thing for the economy, bad for humanity. And then the other thing is, if you come to these spaces regularly, we predicted that this was going to happen right after the Fed talked and said that they weren't going to cut rates. This is Wall Street bullying the Feds. That's why all these platforms stopped trading, because they didn't want to crash the economy. And they know once they start manipulating the market as much as they do, the retail is going to panic and start selling. So they cut it all off. They create this panic to send a message to the Fed. You need to cut rates. And you've seen this even in the Japanese market. They raised the rates. So what did they do? They tanked the market. And then magically, next day it's back up. This is them sending the signal to to their central bank saying, hey, you keep on raising these rates, we will tank the economy. The financial institutions realized after the 2008 crash that they can manipulate the governments into doing what they want. And that's why we've had years of low interest rates, because every time the Fed went to raise the rates or even hinted at raising rates, this is what Wall Street did. They tanked the market, they made the Fed panic, and then the Fed kept the rates low, and then the stock market started to increase and pump. So we're going to see this battle back and forth between the Fed and Wall Street until Wall Street gets what they want. So if what we're looking for now is any hint from the Fed, if they hint at keeping rates where they are, then we're going to see another tank. If they come out and start hinting at rate cuts again, we should see the stock market stabilize, and we should really see the bear market going. So that's kind of what we're looking for right now, is keeping an eye on the Fed.
I mean, could we talk about how fucked up that was yesterday? So when the market was tanking, I called my money manager, who it's with Charles Schwab. It's a subsidiary of them that's basically owned by Charles Schwab. And I keep some money in the money market at all times for in my stock portfolio. I've got basically I've got a version of a 401k. When you're an individual, when you own your own business, you don't get paid by somebody. They don't contribute to your 401k. It's just you. And there's all kind of rules and regulations. If you have an S corp, C corp, how much you can contribute. I payroll myself, so I pay myself a salary. It's based on my salary, what I can put in there. Well, I haven't put in yet for 2024. I usually put it in there in bulk, and then just kind of dollar cost average throughout. Well, yesterday the market crashes, and I'm like, hey, this is a great time. Let's go ahead and make a move. So I make a phone call, literally, to my guy, and basically tells me, hey, trading's down right now. We can't get into the account. Now, what kind of fucking shit is that? And they want to say that crypto's bullshit, and crypto's for scams, and crypto's for this, and guess what? I could buy anything the hell I want yesterday in crypto. This is why it's so important. Anything I wanted to buy yesterday in crypto, I could buy. But I couldn't buy stocks when I wanted to buy stocks with one of the biggest companies in the world, or one of the biggest brokers in the world. I mean, come on. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So now I'm going to buy today because it's back open and I missed, you know, big moves, big moves in the stock market, obviously. It's just, it's crazy, and I'm not saying like this to say, oh, woe is me. I'm just, it's bullshit, it's crazy. The fact that can happen. So to sit here and say that you're not investing in crypto because it's manipulated or it's bogus or it's not real, it's not fake, this kind of shit, and when it comes to manipulation, it's been happening for decades in the traditional finance world. And it feels like it's happening more and more, to your point, Barkoshi, than ever, at least in my lifetime. And it's a reason, though, I think the silver lining here, it's a reason why we need crypto. It's a reason why I think the stock market should be 24/7 trading, right? It's a reason why you should look at Bitcoin and Ethereum at least as an alternative investment outside of stocks. And again, I'm not one that says, hey, all your net worth needs to be in crypto. Okay, I'm not that way either. But man, that really pissed me off yesterday. That was super frustrating. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and it was Schwab, Ameritrade, Fidelity. They were all down at various points yesterday. So basically, anybody who you got. I mean, there were certain people who couldn't make a trade at a certain time. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. But anyway, let's go to Great Charlie, and we can continue that. And there's a lot of other things to unpack here. Great Charlie, and then we'll go up to Mar.
Yo, bro, what's up? Yeah, it's me though. The Marcus guy. I'm not home right now, so I'm supposed to be actually on Marcus' account because I'm not home at the moment. You get me? So my other phone, that's where it's logged in. Yeah, still the same person. Bro, it was crazy yesterday, though. I was surprised. I don't understand why the market just tanks so bright. And everybody was just expecting the market to keep going up, at least with the ETF and everything approved. It was shocking. I don't know why Ted XPO just keeps laughing at me. Bro, what the fuck? Sheila did, man.
You should have said, it's the same person.
Bro, listen, bro. There's nothing funny about the market here right now. I tell you, fam. Like, literally, everybody's down as fuck. Like, everybody's down. You're just opening up your portfolio, man. You're seeing the red big doodles just fucking everybody up. You get me? So it saddens. And funny enough, though, one thing I learned about this shit market is it makes you remember that you're supposed to have a life outside of this crypto. You understand what I mean? Because I'm like, what the fuck? Now the market is down. Okay, what we're doing at the moment, you get me? So these are like times you gotta like probably get back to family and all the stuff. Because thought you asked me. I told you, family, because this shit drains mentally. You understand? Well, the chaos, I don't know. It seems like it's over at the moment. We don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like, I'm always gonna be optimistic about the market because definitely this is like still like the early age of crypto. And yeah, to what Zach was saying about the stock market, I don't know, man. I don't know why I don't find that shit interesting at all. Because how the fuck you gonna tell me you're holding a stock and it's definitely you waiting for like probably 2 years or something or even more to even see like a 40% pump or something like that to your money. You understand? Now crypto is way better. And yeah, I don't know, man. This shit just making I even forget what to say because, bro, I don't know if any of you going through the mental stress at the moment because, you're seeing all your fucking meme coins, bro. They down bad as fuck. But what you gonna do? You just gotta stay optimistic and just keep showing up. You understand? I know some people who gave up. Like a friend of mine, she was literally crying that she lost millions. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So because she lost that money, you're not gonna come back again and what? So these are like trying times. These are times like for the people that I see right here on the spaces. Yeah, we got big respect for everybody because why? These are the downtimes and people that keep showing up at this point. Nah, come on, man. These are the people that are gonna make it seriously. People that keep showing up, working for your bags even at the downtimes. People who believe that crypto is because I tell you, a lot of people are like moon boys in this crypto. They only come out to be bullish when the market is green. you got to be bullish and also keep buying things at this point, because this is actually the times where you can get those heavenly entries. You understand? Where you can actually get the money you desire in the future. Because definitely once things start bouncing back up, it's gonna be crazy for real.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy, crazy day. You know, I invest in stocks. I mean, still, I love crypto, and this is the way I kind of look at it. Just to throw my little 2 cents in here, then we'll get to Mar and Base Lord and your corp here. You know, crypto is where I generate wealth, and the stock market is where I store wealth, right? With small gains. That's the way I really look at it. So I generate wealth in the market that's new, the market that's obviously offering crazy returns. And then I store that wealth into the stock market where, yeah, you know, if you do really well, you get 10% on your money in a year. And even that's really, really well, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I'd rather store my wealth that I make in crypto in stocks opposed to a savings account that yields me nothing, right? So that's kind of the way I kind of look at this style investing and why I diversify.
If this is actually the way every stock trader actually goes for it, then I think they're smart as fuck. Because I don't think so. Because a lot of these people, yeah, what they do is they invest in stock like that's their whole hope and gain. The way we all come into crypto, you understand? But like, you know, pulling out money, you know, all of the heavy returns you're getting plus 1,000%, 200,000% at the end of the year. After all, maybe probably you started with like $2,000 or something. At the end of the year, you're making more than 400, 500, almost even a mil, then you go put it in stock. If that's the way most of the stock traders are actually trading the stocks, then I think then that's actually a smart one. Because you know you cannot tell me you come in the stock market and you try to become rich. Nah, except probably the people who are rich already. Because when you're there, probably you put like 10 million US dollars or something like that, and you're getting 10% of it in like a year. Then that's how you make your own money. But yeah, man, smart move though.
Yeah, I mean, so many people keep their money in a savings account and it's losing money. You're losing money due to inflation. I mean, so many people I know have tons of money in their savings accounts. At least put it in the money market. I mean, right now, the money market's giving you 5% in the stock market. I mean, open up an individual Charles Schwab account, even though you can't fucking trade sometimes. Open up a Charles Schwab account and, you know, throw it in there and earn 5%. Can you tell I'm a little fucking bitter? What's up, Mark?
No, Zach, real quick. Yeah, no, I posted on the net yesterday about the exchanges being shut down, and this is one of the things that us crypto people we need to push. Like, look what happened. Use this as an advantage towards us uh, for the space. Like, look, they stopped you from buying low, and that's what the stock market does. And ever since they got away with it, ever since though they just been getting away. And one of the times that it really showed was with GameStop, and they just didn't give a fuck. They still did it yesterday. They'll do it again. And this is the beauty about crypto, that even if crypto exchanges, even if they do stop trading, that I think they've halted before, but I don't think it was so much for manipulation. I think it was just over, like when Shiba went to like $50 billion market cap. But still, the beauty about crypto, if you can't do it in an exchange, you could always do it on a tab. It's never going to be blocked there. You're going to have a chance to trade there. Now, I said it yesterday. It's more professional. It's more when you do it on exchanges. And if you do have the money on exchanges and they stop trading, it's probably too late, because you probably won't be able to move it out. But maybe you can move it out to decentralized and trade from there. That's the beautiful thing about crypto. That's why these guys, from Wall Street, they hate it, and now they're starting to accept it. They have to, starting with Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they're going to manipulate probably the ETFs too. I don't know if the ETFs were tradable yesterday. I did see that there were billions of dollars, of volume, And look, and it's what I said yesterday. All the big boys, I probably should have said Wall Street, but it's the same shit. All the big boys like Elon Musk are going to pressure the Fed to lower down interest rates. And that's what's going on right now. The big boys are at war. And when they go to war, they already know what's going to happen, so they prepare themselves. But us, the little fish, that's when we lose our asses, like Saturday and Sunday, all this, And that is why you need to be prepared. How are you prepared? You prepare, and in crypto, it takes preparation because in the stock market, you have the cash there, boom, you buy, you know? But even with stocks, you gotta have the money ready to go. You gotta have that stable coin ready to go. And that's a lot of things that we lack on in crypto. Especially how hard it is to bring in money into crypto. You need to have those stable coins ready to go. And let me tell you, USDT ain't going nowhere. Those guys just their quarter or whatever it is, or their yearly net, whatever it was like $5 billion, and I think they have like 3 employees. Those guys ain't going nowhere, USDT. So not financial advice, but have your stable coin ready. This is where many of us lack on. Even got people, us that were in crypto for years. Sometimes we don't have that stable coin ready for moments like Saturday and Sunday, not to go all in, but just to buy a little bit and then DCA if the market keeps dumping the following days. And I think it might, not because the economy is so bad. I'm not going to go that way. Just because these guys are at war right now with inflation, they want to cut rates, and I've seen it in spaces where they're fighting, and these are Wall Street guys talking in spaces. They're fighting, yeah. And what is the biggest war right now? Cutting rates, not cutting rates. A lot of them don't want to cut rates. A lot of them do want to cut rates, And when these motherfuckers, sorry for the language, going to war, us, the little fish, we suffer. But how do we win out of it? It's either calling it right and selling before, which that's hard. I don't expect that, not even for me. But having money to buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dump. That's how you win, because these fuckers, for them to make money, the market has to find new heights. Just blow it out from the 50s, the 40s, all the way to now. It has to keep going up because there's always going to be inflation. And when you buy these dips, that's when you make money. But you have to be ready, guys. This is something that we don't speak about that much, but we do in all the spaces. But we do in this space. You gotta have that USDT sitting there, ready to use it. And have no fear, of course. When there's blood in the streets, is when you buy. Even if the market dumps again, and you bought at higher prices, you still bought at low prices because you didn't buy Bitcoin or at 70,000 or 60,000. You probably bought on the 50s, And just like I've actually probably bought on the $20, and I have a friend that he bought a lot of crypto this past weekend, and he's praying that there's another dump, that it even goes lower than he bought it at. And you're like, well, how? Why? And I go, he wants to DCA, he wants to average that price, he wants to buy more because he knows this is our game. This is our game. In 2008, we had a huge collapse, which was the housing market. The housing market collapsed, and that was a freaking circus. This time around, they're just trying to manipulate it with the war, over there, wherever the hell it's at with these people, the Russian war. They're just trying to manipulate it with that, and yeah, guys, just stay strong, and that's like yourself, Zach. This is something that, yeah, I know you own stocks, but this is something that we could use as a weapon and make crypto stronger. It's like, look, guys, look at this. All the big boys were buying while the little fish couldn't buy, But in crypto, that doesn't happen, and that's the awesome thing about crypto. And that is why I only own like a few stocks. That's it. Because my heart is in crypto.
100%, 100%. And, you know, personally right now, I'll just give you guys kind of my breakdown in terms of like portfolio allocation. And it fluctuates a little bit, but, you know, I'm about 30% stocks, 30% crypto right now, and about 40% cash. And I mean, that's just right now. And partly because I want to get into real estate with some of that cash, but I can see myself going more and more into crypto as this thing progresses. You know, and here's the thing. Everybody's a little bit different, but I will tell you guys this. This is the time period right now to find a way to generate more money, side hustles, whatever it is, because the people who win the biggest during these times of recession fears and war times, it's the people with money, period. You know, whether we like it or not, this is how the wealth gap is created. The people that don't have money suffer. The people with money buy at the cheap prices. You literally act as if you're the institution. That's what the institutions do. They have unlimited money supply. And like they did yesterday, they took it all for themselves on the stock market side. That's the beautiful thing about crypto, because if you had money and you're a retail investor, you could buy yesterday. You could buy anything you want, you know?
So
Yeah.
let me ask you something real quick, man. Sorry to. Do these institutions, do they buy off the market too, even cheaper? Or?
I think it's a mix. I mean, they do a lot of over-the-counter deals too. Zach, you might be able to speak to that a little bit more, but I mean, I think they do a lot of OTC stuff. Or Barkoshi, I don't know if you want to jump in.
Yeah, they definitely do. So Bernie Madoff, there was a good documentary about him, and it doesn't really focus on that too much, but through the documentary, you can see how Wall Street works, and there's a lot of that going on. They'll sit in a boardroom and, you know, say, oh, I got this many stocks, you know, do you want to trade stocks of companies or, you know, just buy it outright? So there's a lot of closed-door meetings and paper trading, either stocks or stocks with money. So there's a lot of that going on. And yeah, they'll cut deals like the market price is, you know, say it's $1 per share. They'll say, oh, I'll give it to you for 50 cents a share and things like that.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
They don't have to buy on the exchange like us. They just trade with each other, and they get way better freaking rates and way better prices. So I mean, it's the most manipulated thing ever. People want to say crypto is manipulated. On some level, of course it is. It all is. You know, I love the argument that people are like, oh, crypto's a Ponzi scheme. Well, wake the fuck up. Everything's a Ponzi scheme. Everything. Everything's a Ponzi scheme. So yeah, you're right. Crypto's a Ponzi scheme. So is the entire fucking world. If you're not at the top, you're somewhere. You're somewhere in the middle. If you're not at the top, you're somewhere in the middle, you're somewhere at the bottom, and you're part of a big Ponzi scheme. That's how it works.
Why are you so mad? If it couldn't sell yesterday.
I couldn't buy. I couldn't buy yesterday through Charles Schwab.
He's so mad.
He's pissed off. And he only got 5 hours.
I'll be mad too. That's
Bro, it's crazy. That's crazy to me. I mean, you go with a trusted broker thinking, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Base Lord, go ahead.
Yo, I just got fucking pulled over. Trying to, but anyways, they gave me a warning.
Wait, tell him to join the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, fuck that crap. Anyways, no, I just wanted to say, like, there are so many, like, bullish things that are still going on in the market that is kind of, like, overshadowed by this bullshit dump that we just had.
I think we lost you, bro. You got us on edge, though.
I think, like,
There you go.
BlackRock's still buying, also starting their own. Yo,
this dude's getting pulled over again as we speak.
Base Lord, we're losing you, bro. Drop down and come back. There we go.
Let's go to Amber.
Yeah.
Amber.
Good morning, you guys. Hey, Zach's. Zach and Paige. How's it going? I thought you were going to come out with like some sort of song, like the whoop whoop sound of the police. We need bigger soundboard, you guys. Well, I had a question. So yesterday, let's say since the general population could not buy, for the most part, for the stock market, let's say you had an investment banker, would they be able to buy yesterday? Like, since, institutions could
Hell
buy?
yeah.
That's crap, man. I mean, and who wants to go through an investment banker? I mean, I think it gives power to the people being able to have your own apps on your phone, which I think is amazing because there's so many more people now that can invest in the stock market, that can invest in cryptocurrency. Like, you can empower yourself financially. I mean, in so many more ways than you could in the past. 15 years ago, right? If you wanted to play in the stock market, you would have to have, I don't know, 30,000 plus, go down to your investment banker, and for them to even take you seriously, right? And now you can just take your, like you were saying before, you could take your crypto gains and you can throw them into whatever stock you want, right? You could put in $1,000, you could put in $100, but I mean, the way that we were doing it in the past, it just wasn't very feasible for those that aren't of the upper echelon to get into the stock market as easily, unless you're like a business owner or, that sort of thing. And then to a comment to the previous, how do you say your name? Mars 2477. There we go. You were saying having your funds ready at all times. I think that's so important. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to have some Ethereum sitting around for ETH Toronto. Any thoughts, Zach?
No, for sure. Positioning yourself so you're ready to go to make a trade, 100%. And like Mar said, on the DeFi side, because at any point Coinbase can shut you down. At any point, Kraken can shut you down. So they can shut the water off whenever they want. So can Charles Schwab. And that's why DeFi is so important. It goes to our conversation we had yesterday into why it's so important, because it truly does give the power back to the people and allows us to act as we want to when we want to. That's why it's so crucial. But no, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to Toronto next week. It's going to be awesome. Very much looking forward to it. SHIB's going to be an official sponsor out there again. We did get like a 3x pump on Bone last time, so it could be an interesting trading opportunity. I've been stacking, there, and also just some of the smaller, I guess, I don't want to call them sister tokens, or I guess partner tokens, like Bad Idea and K9. I think K9's supposed to be releasing some big news. I heard from Myhar, who puts on the ETH Toronto event, who I know well. I've met him a couple times. There's supposed to be some big announcements. So we'll be out there for it. We'll be live. We'll be making videos for you guys. All of what is that, next week already? Yeah, shit.
Yeah, and then the week after that, Rare Evo. Carter, I got my plane tickets and hotel. Where's my Rare Evo pass? Carter, I see you up here on the stage.
What's good? I unfortunately haven't heard back yet from who I reached out to.
Me and Zach are talking in the back channels, but if you have the guy, also figure that out. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna update you on that. Yeah, I reached out on your behalf. I haven't heard back yet, but they'd be stupid not to respond soon. So
For sure,
yeah. Well, we're all looking forward to seeing your footage again from Ethereum, Zach. I remember last year when you were showing everybody down by the piers and walking all through it. So I'm looking forward to it because I'm not able to attend in person. But I just wanted to come up and say good morning to all of you guys and happy trading.
Let's go. And if you come up to speak, please retweet the space, share this thing out, blow up the comments section. It helps the algorithm. It helps Zach. It helps me. We don't really care about paid. Just kidding. It helps everyone. But yeah.
Appreciate the reminder, Zach. I appreciate it.
I have to. Oh,
you do.
I'm saying everyone up here. Saying everyone up here. You know? We do this for you guys. So help us out.
I need reminders.
That's all right. Shelby reminds me of everything. I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. Except for I bought some bone, not shilling, but bam, eat Toronto. Okay, I'll shut up.
Can't wait. Tuesday, Wednesday next week. That's when it is. Well, I'll be getting in Monday and I'm leaving Thursday. So I'll be up there with Oscar Ramos too. You guys probably know Oscar from YouTube too. Good buddy of mine.
Zach, don't you have a discount code if people want to go?
Yeah, for sure. And this discount code is good all the way up to the event, guys. If you use ZACH25, ZACH25, you'll get 25% off your ETH Toronto ticket. I'm an official sponsor with them this year. I think already like 100 people signed up using that ZACH25 code. So I can't wait to meet so many people out there. I've been getting a ton of messages, a lot of people coming out this year. It's a great event, man. Like I think they had 7,500 people last year. I think they're expecting around 8,500 this year, which is awesome. I think it's their 5th annual. So it's just a great event. So can't wait.
Zach, Bitcoin just crossed 56.
Beautiful.
And it's pumping a little bit. Look at the chart. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Yeah, we crossed over 56 late last night too. Yeah, it's looking really good actually. So hell yeah, that's looking awesome. Good shit. Let's go down to Mike MM, and then I think we brought up some new people here. We got Frank, which you might have to play that song for Frank paid when we get there. But and same thing with Rooster Brewster. I don't know. But MM, what's up, man? What's up, Mike?
Good morning, guys. How we doing? I think yesterday was a good shock for all retail to kind of put that reminder in our heads to get some cash in the barn, right? I'm looking at a bunch of different things this morning, but the one thing I wanted to comment on was previous speakers' discussion about interest rates and how those are some key indicators of what we have here on the Fed's policy. The one thing I want to remind everybody is the lag that it typically takes for Fed policy to become effective. And I think we have a lot. We're nowhere near the bottom. And the reason why I say that is because if you remember post-COVID, we were operating in a 0% interest rate for quite some time. And in order to tamper inflation, it took, every bit of 2 years of rate increases to pull that money out of the system. If you look at the jobs report, unemployment report coming in at 4.3, I think we have probably another 2 quarters to go where that unemployment rate is going to slowly rise. And you're probably looking at a runway of, I would say, 3 to 6 months before these quote unquote September interest rate cuts actually have an effect on the economy. So I think it's going to be volatile, not only the stock market, but also crypto markets. I think we're going to be very, very volatile. I don't think the bottom's in yet. I think it's important to have cash in the barn over the next 6 months because there's going to be buying opportunities. But you also have to remember, too, there's a lot of businesses that were built through the COVID era that were basically built off of 0% interest. And so those people went and hired staff, they hired employees. And what's interesting now is, what are 2 big purchases that people in this American economy buy? Their homes and their cars. And right now, the interesting situation or quote unquote bubble that we could be in is if you look at interest rate cuts, even if they go 75 basis points back to back September and October, you're still only taking interest rates down to maybe 5% on a mortgage, and you're taking car loans down to maybe 7%. But you have a large swath of the American economy who is sitting in a home, with an interest rate at 2 or 3%, and a car that's in their driveway where they bought it at 3 or 4%. So typically, when you cut interest rates, it makes people move. It stimulates the economy. Because we had such a long period of essentially zero interest rates, I don't think we're going to see the type of movement. And that's what a lot of people, I read an article in Forbes this morning, it's saying that the Fed is losing its ability to make these marginal swings in the economy because of that long duration during COVID. So just some interesting things to look at. We'll see, once we do get this first cut, I think it's going to be important to see what the lag is on that and actually how long it takes. But I'm still very bearish on the outlook here for the next 3 to 6 months.
No, that's good stuff. And it's a good point too. It is a lagging indicator. I mean, even when they, give their reports, right? It's always the month before. But yeah, I mean, for the markets to really, see the impact and that it takes months for sure. Go ahead, Base Lord. You want to respond to that or jump in? Go ahead.
Yo, I got to the office, so I shouldn't rug on you guys. I just wanted to remind everyone that there are still so many bullish things that are happening for crypto. It's almost unbelievable. Last cycle, we would have fucking killed to have some of the news that we got now. It's just a little bit overshadowed by all the, bearish things that are happening that honestly is, in my opinion, a trap. I just think BlackRock's creating their own stock exchange that's going to be backed by tokenized assets. What do you think they're going to use as their, they're still buying Bitcoin. They had a 0 day yesterday with $2.9 billion in volume. So whether their clients are selling and they're buying it up to show that they're winning, it's fucking bullish. You know what I mean? Other than that, I bought yesterday, the day before at like 4 a.m. I bought as quickly as I could some of the DeFi projects that I'm into, and things popped up really quick. So just don't be scared out of the market. There's still tons of time left to see this thing go to the moon.
Amber, go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking about with the interest rates discussion. I would say, if we can get back down to, if we're back down to 2.5% on the interest rate, if anybody's sitting on the sidelines thinking about buying a house, I mean, that would be the prime opportunity. A girlfriend of mine, her and her husband, they had a house built, when the interest rates are about that time, and they made out like bandits. I mean, gosh, their house is probably worth almost double when they built it. So home ownership's always an investment. And I'd say, one thing that I kind of like to do is, if you own cars, just don't have loans on it, just pay cash, own them. Cash is king. Yeah.
Yeah, or get a low rate loan from your bank and then just go buy it cash or something like that.
Yeah. It'll be great when we can get the interest rates down, because they're just really killing people with the interest rates on houses and and car loans too, but it just kind of makes it unfair for people. Huh?
The longer we can keep interest rates high, the likelihood of the actual pricing of the houses stabilizing goes up. It just, it's a teeter-totter game that the Fed's playing.
That's true. I mean, I will say, since when the interest rates were down, I mean, the housing market just increased significantly. I would say, I think my house probably doubled in value around that time. I mean, truly. So, I mean, that's great and all for me, I suppose. But I'd say anybody wanting to get into real estate now, I feel bad for them. It's like, creates a disparity kind of situation for anybody like doing first time home buyers, that sort of thing. It'd be nice to have the playing field a little more even.
Yeah, I think it does depend on kind of where you are too. So I mean, like when it comes to real estate, I don't have the time to actively invest, but I'm working with some friends of mine, and Mike would know this from where I'm from in Northeast Ohio, which I have a place here, now, and I stay here, travel a lot, but stay here. But here you can get some really good deals, and so what they're doing and what I'm doing with them, kind of interesting. I'll just share this with you guys. I'm kind of acting as their bank. So they just found this little house that was, a cash buy, really, really cheap. They've already flipped one. So that's how I'm getting some exposure to real estate. And they're giving me 18% on the money. And there's still some really good buys around here. But yeah, I mean, it just depends. Florida's slowly coming down. I'm looking to get a place in Florida eventually too. Just being patient. And when it comes to cars, depending on how well you do in crypto, you might get to the point where you want to write off. One of the only write-offs there is getting a 6,000 pound car if you own your own business. Buy it with cash, buy it used. So I got a used Land Rover Defender back in 2021. And not because I was like, oh, look at me, I got my Land Rover Defender. No, because it was 6,000 pounds and it was a write-off for my business. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna at least take advantage of one of the loopholes that's left. They're shutting the water off everywhere, including on Charles Schwab, when you want to make a fucking trade. But yeah.
Yeah, Zach, we need to rotate the stage a little bit. We got two people requesting to come up, and if you haven't liked and shared the space, what are you doing? We know you're engagement farming. We don't care about the engagement or the farming. I like to milk cows. Please retweet the space, and we do have to rotate two people.
You can
If you
move
bookmark
me.
it,
Please,
also
you can
helps the
move me. You
algorithm.
can rotate me, sir.
All right, we'll bring it back up.
That's no problem.
Yeah, we had a couple people up here ready to go. If you want to say something, put your hand up. Otherwise, drop down. So we know. Because like Frank and Rooster, you guys have been up here, but I think you're just chilling. So people click the profile, which I get it. But yeah, we want to rotate people in here who actually want to jump in and add to the conversation. Carter, we'll go to you, man.
What's good? What's good? Couldn't help but hear the real estate combo. I did pretty well off SNEC last year and rotated some of that and bought myself a condo. So yeah, I mean anything's possible. And just always rotate profits into something that you can feel is a long-term vision, and you'll do pretty good. Especially a roof over your head is an important one. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about, right? Like make your wealth in crypto, generate your wealth in crypto, and store it in real estate, store it in Bitcoin, store it in, your business or build a cash position or whatever it is you're trying to do. I agree 100%, man. Clifford, you just came up here. Let's go to Clifford real quick, and then we'll get back over to Mar, and then Crypto Hoff is up here as well. What's up, Clifford?
Yo, appreciate it, guys. Sorry, been sick for about a week, but anyways, appreciate you letting me come up here. Yeah, man, I just wanted to say, as far as the interest rates go, and the reason why they were so low to begin with, 4 years ago, is because energy was low. We had a wealth of energy, and once we have a wealth of energy in our country, the United States, that is, it allows other countries to also receive cheap energy from us, which is what we were doing, exporting energy. And in turn, that allows for the markets to have flexibility and liquidity to be able to spend into other things, such as risk assets like crypto or stocks. And, that's why home prices and interest rates were low. It all comes back to energy. So, however you feel about that, whatever you whatever you want to say about that. In my mind, that's what it all comes back to. And that's kind of why we're, in this spot with high interest rates, because our energy's high right now. I don't know if anybody pays a power bill or has a gas propelled vehicle. But if you've noticed, I'm sure you have, because I have, over the past few years, those costs have gone up. And, that just takes away a little bit of the ability for people to get into different things. And I think that's also why we haven't seen much retail come back into this space, because they don't have the extra liquidity to be able to enter into this space. And it's hard for us to see that because we're already in this space and we want that to happen. But you got to think, if somebody's not already in this space looking at crypto or stocks right now, while they don't really have a lot of money to spare, it's probably not the best option for them. So just wanted to say that. And once we're able to produce more energy, then everything else will also fix itself. So thanks, man.
I appreciate you, Clifford. No, and I'll just add to that too, just to give a little something there. So obviously we can't always control like that kind of stuff, how much stuff costs, not necessarily, right? But what we can control is how we can make more money, how we can make sacrifices, how we can stop, buying $5 cups of coffee if you can't afford it, that sort of stuff, right? So this is the time to, I think, really make sacrifices if you're in that boat. And I think, hell, even if you're well off, quote unquote, or whatever, still like live below your means. I think just having that mindset, and it's so important because we're just consumers, man, in the United States. People just buy. And then they were like, I don't have any money to invest. It's like, I'm hard pressed to believe that if I went back and looked at your finances in the last month, I could probably find $500 to $1,000 where you could be dollar cost averaging into something like Bitcoin. You know what I mean? We waste a lot of it too. So just keep that top of mind too. And I think that goes for everybody, everybody's in a different situation, but what kind of sacrifices can you make? Can you pick up an extra job here or there? That sort of stuff is definitely, this is the time to do that. I remember when I first got into crypto, I wasn't making a lot of money, guys. I was making like 48 grand a year and I was in debt, but I still was able to save 7 grand. Now, granted, I don't have kids. That helps. I understand that. I don't have, people relying on me. Like, I get it. But no matter what, you can make sacrifices. I remember I tell this story a lot. I was living on freaking chicken and rice, okay, for a whole year, and like peanut butter, all right? I wasn't going out. I wasn't spending anything on clothes. I wanted to just stack as much money as I could. And at the time, it was 7 grand. And that's what I used to start my investing journey in crypto. And, there you go, right? So everybody's path is different, but there's always something you could do. There's always something you could sacrifice to put yourself ahead. So, Mar, what's up?
Go, Zach. Also, real quick, today I'm having some short flies. I was in a space yesterday with Grant, the Cardone.
Yeah, I was in that one for a while, man. That was a really good space.
But did you hear what Grant Cardone said? In South Florida, in 10 years from now, if there's a rent that's $3,000, he expects it to be $10,000.
It's crazy, bro. The growth down there, Mar, it's fucking nuts. I go, the winter times I go down across the way from you down there in Naples. It's insane the amount of construction these past 3-4 years. I've been down there now 3 years in a row in the winter times. The amount of construction going on, all the way from Tampa down, and I know it's happening on your side of the state too. It's insane, bro. It's insane.
Yeah.
They're ripping through the Everglades slowly but surely. That's all going to be built up. Alligator Alley is going to be filled, right?
Yeah. At the end, everything is going to connect.
Yep.
The east and the west. It's
Yep.
going to connect, But yeah, that's one thing that I was like, whoa. And they're like, you need to get out of there. Invest, but not live there, You need to because these guys, they own for business. They rent probably, And they were more bullish on South Florida on the East Coast than the Naples side, when it comes to, you know, for buying and renting and all that. But he's like, man, and they spoke about how, you know, the difference, the rent in New York and even Europe. Europe is insane. The United States rent is super beyond cheap compared to Europe, you know? Certain places in Europe. Yeah, certain places in Europe, like I said, you know? But yeah, it's gonna be crazy if he's right with or near those numbers, $10,000 compared to you know, an apartment now that's $3,000 would be $10,000 10 years from now. That's just insane, you know.
I was listening to Grant too, and they were talking about RWA. I don't know if you were in there, Mar, when they were talking about that. They're bullish on real world asset, especially tokenization of real estate, but they don't think it's anywhere close. Now, I mean, they could be wrong. I mean, you know, they're not right all the time. But they just think it's probably not even in this decade. It's probably somewhere by 2030 where it really takes off. But they think that's where it's going. So,
Right.
I mean, if you got the time, which, you know, a lot of us do, if you got the time, I think, you know, looking at that down the road as a really big opportunity, I think, and setting yourself up now for it, the tokenization of real estate, I think is a good move. But they feel like we're probably 5-6 years away. At least that's kind of what I gathered from their conversation. It was a great space.
But Zach, what does that mean? You get in now.
You got time, yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. I mean, there's some projects out there crushing it. I know Proppy has done quite a bit, and I think that one even came up in the space yesterday. I really like Proppy. I know Avalanche, AVAX, one you like, Mar. They're working in RWA for tokenization of real estate, and some of the other big boys are too. But yeah, I mean, that's a nice little runway then if they're right. You know, you got 4 to 6 years now to kind of set yourself up and learn about the industry and learn how you can, you know, make some plays there. But yeah, fractionalized real estate, tokenized real estate, that's going to be very interesting when all that moves to the blockchain.
I'm bullish on that big time.
Oh, I mean, imagine what you're going to be able to do. I mean, shit, we're building this strong community, Zach. We can all come together, you know, 5 or 6 of us, and go in on properties and fractionalize. I mean, shit, man, it levels the playing field for so many people.
Like, we can go put all our money together right now and get the fucking Japanese tea house going this month.
There you go. Yeah. Dude, we went from brick and mortar to click and order, bro. All right.
I think Frank's
figure it out. Brick and mortar to click and order, unless it's a home. I don't know, man. Brick and mortar, it's tough. It's tough. Frank, no shilling, but what's up, man? What's on your mind?
No, man. I just I had my hand raised from a couple speakers back. Y'all were talking about, you know, the market meltdown and things like that. And I just wanted to.
I can't hear Frank.
We can hear him, Paid.
Yeah, Paid, it's you.
Go ahead, Frank.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, if you guys are into meme coins and things like that. And if you guys are looking at buying things, I mean, just look at some of the projects that are out here still grinding today, or even yesterday on Spaces. I mean, I see Super S, I see Space Penguin, I see Barkoshi with Wolf Tools. I mean, these are, and Frank, of course, you know, we're always out there on Spaces. You know, these are the types of projects you really want to look at. These are the projects that, you know, are grinding. And just because your chart is down doesn't mean that your community has changed. It doesn't mean that your content strategy has changed, right? So just think about things on a little bit more long-term basis, and not so short-term and just like knee-jerk reaction to prices. I just wanted to chime in on that, you know, to keep everybody safe. You know, exercise good risk management. You know, don't put everything all, you know, in one clip, right? Buy a little bit at a time, dollar cost average, you know, things like this. That's the type of stuff that keeps you in the game during moments like this, so that you have dry powder or whatever to survive and get on to the next play. And that's the most important thing when you're in crypto. You know, you got to be able to come back and trade again tomorrow, right? Once your money is gone, that's like the market firing you, you know, then it's over. So just keep that in mind. Keep safe out there. Hope everyone's having a wonderful morning.
100%, bro. Appreciate that. Crypto Hoff, go ahead, man.
Hey, good morning, everybody. You guys hear me okay?
What's that?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. We're gonna be black trim.
Good. So, quick question here, again, about a couple callers back there. Regarding like inflation and the retail investor.
I think that.
I know the Fed comes out and, Daddy Powell and everything talks about, getting everything down
So it'd be
to
like more like
inflation,
that.
2% inflation. That's the goal. Can someone explain to me why 2% is the goal?
Yeah.
Why not 1%? Why not 0%? Why do you have to have? Why do you got to devalue the dollar every year by 2%? I mean, can anybody shed some light on that? I would really.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
You want me to chime in on that, Zach?
Go for it.
So the lowering of the interest rate doesn't directly devalue the currency. The printing of more money devalues currency. The lowering of interest rate is what inflates goods and services because the cost of borrowing is lower. That means more additional funds are in circulation through the lending institutions, proceeds from those loans, which is then allocated to buying more property, buying more goods and services, the higher demand, you then increase price.
Not only that, so how it works is year over year, there's always a growth in population. With growth in population, you have more printing of money to keep up with the current supply. So to supply to population. So when you have a growth in population, you have a natural rise of inflation. Inflation in a free market, inflation is a natural occurrence. It'll inflate up and then to a point, and then that's unrealistic, and then it crashes back down, and that causes the deflation. And that's what the Fed is doing. So we haven't had a free market in the U.S. since the creation of the Federal Reserve. And that's why there's always manipulation in the market. And then once you start adding more regulations and things on top of it, it creates a two-tier class system where you have these corporations on the top and then you have these small businesses on the bottom. But anyways, back. What the Fed does is the Fed tries to mimic the free market, and so they raise rates to deflate, and then they lower rates to inflate. And if the Fed doesn't do this right, this leads to hyperinflation or hyperdeflation. But back to your point, is that why they're trying to hit that 2% is because that's the year-over-year growth of the population. So that's their projected natural inflation if it was a free market. So that's why they picked that target to hit.
Yeah, but all of that is erroneous because all of their markers have been completely eroded through manipulation. They no longer have, a set target premised on a realistic previous suitable reality. It's all, just mashed up now. And beyond that, to fund all of the costs that they create through their war machine and all the subsidies that they offer the industries that are actually poisoning our environment and our people, this is another major cause for the issue at hand, devaluation of currency stemming from the constant printing and thus hyperinflation. It's because they're printing money to pay for the debt that they have on the money they previously printed to continue to spend.
Well, yeah, so that's where economics really changed because of 2008. So we left the gold standard and we went to a straight fiat system. And then the market crashed in 2008. And what we decided is debt is not bad, and we have adopted the new money theory. And this is where
we as in printing of power, not we.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. I mean, but
we have to live by their system. So, we're in their system. But yeah, 100%. We didn't decide that.
Unless you opt out and buy Bitcoin.
Well, yeah. And that's why Bitcoin's so big. It's because it's become so obvious the game that they're playing.
Right, and I think it's important to also touch on what the existing monetary system looks like. It's a fractional reserve banking system. If people don't understand what that entails, basically, of the new money printed, a bank is only required to hold 10% in reserve. And I think they actually eliminated that requirement during the pandemic as well. But the previous requirement was that 10% of the money created would be held in a bank as reserves, quote unquote. The other 90% can be lent out. But that continues a cascading effect of money being lent on top of money being lent, because the new bank that's holding the paper is then again only required to hold 10% of that. So you provide a loan, that new money loan proceeds is going into someone's account, into another bank as a quote unquote deposit. That bank again is only required to hold 10% of those loan proceeds. They can lend out the other 90% of those loan proceeds and do it again and again and again. So the entire system is created out of debt, and it's really debt created from debt. There's not enough cash reserves in the world to pay off all the debt. It's all a basic house of cards that's prepared for crumbling. And that's why when there are large, issues in the market, it creates systemic cascading events like what happened the last couple of days.
Yeah, 100%. Now, how would, if they were to adopt Bitcoin as the reserve currency to back the dollar, how is that going to make it more stable? Will it make it more stable?
Of course, it's hard money. It's sound money. It's not created from debt. There's a finite supply. So all of the existing attributes that make everything so faulty in the current system could be just remedied through having a hard asset that is always increasing in value. It's a deflationary asset, so it counters the current system. And sadly, they would need to basically continue on some level printing the money that they make to buy the Bitcoin. That'll at least over time eliminate the ongoing usage of that system. And they can just have Bitcoin as the base layer, as the reserve currency, reserve asset, in lieu of USD, which is really fake.
Copy that, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody expanding and giving me a whole lot of info and a lot of stuff to think about. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put that crying thing. I pressed the wrong emoji. Great discussion. Let's get up to Karan. Karan, what's up?
Hi, how's it going? Thank you for the space, Zach, and everyone dropping incredible knowledge. I just wanted to touch back on real estate and even about the chaos. My background is in esports and marketing. I won't say much about that, but I've been hearing a lot of conversations about real estate. I have discussed things with other smaller crypto exchanges who also are talking about creating liquidity for it. Lawyers. My point is, I think that the future and what you mentioned, Zach, a couple of years horizon, a lot is happening. I feel Web3 and AI gives all of us a restart in opportunities. I'm 36. A lot of us are either too young, too old to have created all the things that we see. Maybe we were the right age, but we didn't go into coding. Now, you can Web3 just about everything that exists right now, including real estate.
Did you share the room?
No, but I can. That's not a problem. But, so that's one thing. And the last thing about the chaos in Web3, it really depends on where you're coming from, right? If you're investing to flip money, first of all, people don't even do that in stocks. So if you succeed or fail in Web3, trying to flip in a couple of months, that's on you. Just judge Web3 also as an investment if that's what you're doing. how you compare your other stocks. You don't buy a stock looking to sell in 3 months. So when I go into Web3, I'm not looking at the price fluctuating right now. Kind of like what Alex Becker suggests too. Like, I rather invest in infrastructure of Web3 because that will be the future. So I'm not focusing on one token moving up and down, but I'm more focused like what is building the ecosystem that is powering this new technology. That's my take on it. And I'll share the room. Thank you.
Good stuff, man. Appreciate that. Free Trump, you've been waiting for a little bit, and so is Max. We'll go to Free Trump and then Max.
Hey, I just wanted to say again, everything's going great. Great info. I want to do a little bit of info here of as far as real world assets and tokenization. So I live way up in the upper Midwest, very close to Canada, in the Great Plains. And I do have a bunch of land all over the place up here in the state. And I put some in a program where it's a water conservation program, right? And basically what it is, anybody can do this in any state. This is a federal program. You can go purchase worthless land underwater, and then you can apply to put it in a water conservation program. There's about 5 different programs out there. The big dog program is $1,300 an acre, a one-time payment for a lifetime of water conservation contract. Okay, so if you go buy 100 acres of scrubland in the middle of nowhere, you're looking at $130,000 one-time payment. A lot of these can be tax-free depending on how the land is set up. All right, so land is tricky, and I've said this before. Land is really tricky when you buy it, where it's zoned, commercial, agricultural, recreational, RV, all this stuff. And now I was just looking into this a little while ago because I would like to tokenize some lakefront property. And I got the idea from Christopher Green because he's tokenizing real world assets all over the place. You can buy his stuff. I'm not plugging anything, but I got the idea from Christopher Green on AMTV. And as I'm looking into this, they already have it set up to where if you do have some land into these federal programs, they can just take it from you. So there's like, and I've signed up for some of these programs years back, right? Without doing my due diligence, just chasing money, just chasing the dollar. And now I see if I want to tokenize some real estate, I don't think I can because I don't hold the keys to my own land by being in the water conservation program. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now here's part 2 to this. That makes me even more bullish on things like Chainlink and AVAX, because not only did AVAX just did the tokenizing of titles in California and registration. They're going to do away with people doing car titles and stuff at the DMV, but they're going to do away with deeds to property as well. Now, is this going to happen in my lifetime? I don't know. But is it going to happen with absolute certainty? I don't know. But it is looking like that's where they're going. And I'm going to mute.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, because the amount of fraud that happens, which I'm sure you're aware of owning property, Free Trump, in that space is insane. And we know one thing about the blockchain: it's immutable. It's it's there in front of you. It can't be manipulated. So I was listening to Cardone's space last night. I think we're probably 4 or 5 years away, but it's definitely coming for sure. And it gives us a runway, I think, for potential investment opportunities for sure. Max, what's up?
Just wanted to touch on the wider market in general, and just the fact that the knowledge that's passed around here, man, is absolutely mind-numbing. Like, if you guys do not bring a pad and paper to this breakfast club in the morning, you're missing out. Like, there's no way you can remember all of this knowledge. There is like the things that are passed here. Anyways, I wanted to touch on Bitcoin quick. Paid talked briefly about Bitcoin getting above 56. That's a big deal. There's a potential cup and handle pattern that has a move to push Bitcoin up, maybe 12.5% to 13%. That could be a huge relief for the market, right? Staying above that level is key right now. I really love the price action of what I'm seeing. Like even on the breakout, it's forming a bullish pennant with a move that's maybe 5%. Like not financial advice for anybody, but like when like it. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that stuff right now. I'm going to leave it at that because this is the meat and potatoes of it right here. I mean, right now we're over the 15-minute 200 MA. That could push you up to the 1 hour 200 MA. You break that, you can go to the 4 hour 200 MA, and then we break that and look the hell out, man. Like I'm pumped. Things can always reverse at any time. Anything can happen at any time, 100%. Always keep that in the back of your mind. But I really like what's going on in the market right now, brother.
Appreciate you for always being here, man. Really, really do. Yeah, Bitcoin is comfortably over 56,000 right now, so we'll of course be watching that. Base Lord, what do you got, man?
Yeah, hyper bullish as well, but I wanted to touch back on the real estate, the tokenization of real estate. I am also hyper bullish on property. You can mint other people's addresses and stuff, and then you can get like a kickback if they end up minting in the future, or putting their deed on chain. So it's really super early on something like that. But yeah, I think it's the future. It's the only way to get like pure transparency when it comes to real estate, and also you can fractionalize it pretty easily too, like you guys were saying. I just thought that was pretty cool.
Definitely, man. Yeah, no, I've looked into property a little bit, and I know they're definitely at the cutting edge of things. How far are we away from mass adoption of that, or that industry completely changing? I mean, there's a lot of hoops and hurdles, obviously, to get there. But I think it's all leading toward the blockchain, for sure. Sure.
I agree, especially with BlackRock again, hyper bullish on tokenization. They're one of the biggest real estate investors in the world, and also they're creating their own stock exchange. So yeah, man, there's still a lot of really awesome stuff happening in the crypto industry, and I think the short-term fear scares a lot of people out of like the future of what's really going to happen.
Go ahead, Free Trump.
Hey, I just wanted to add back to what I was saying earlier. Yes, tokenization, real world assets. I mean, I'm all over this stuff right now. But I wanted to go back a little bit further. Mar, he lives in like Florida, right? Like southern Florida where it's all swampland. That's like the perfect state to go get scrubland. I call it scrubland. If you can't use it for anything, it's just like scrub stuff, right? You can't drive on it. You can't boat on it. You can't hunt or fish on it because you can't really walk through it. So it's literally like swampland, like scrubland. But land like that, don't let anybody fool you. I was laughed at when I went and picked up lots of that stuff a long time ago, like 8 years ago. I picked up a crap load in my state, and people were absolutely making fun of me, literally laughing in my face because they're like, what are you going to do with that? And I was like, don't worry. And now this is just one of my purchases. And then when I found out about that program, that water conservation program, dude, I didn't get the last laugh because I still haven't tokenized real estate. I don't think I can. But some of those people that were laughing at me are literally calling me now saying, how did you do that? How did you get into that? Because I'm going to tell you something. I buy shitty, crappy land for under $100 an acre that is underwater. And there are programs out there that will pay you from $10 a year to put it into it up to $1,300 as a one-time payment. So you can get any kind of land underwater anywhere. Now, if you don't put it in these programs, then you can tokenize it and make it useful in the crypto space, right? So the opportunities here are totally endless. Or you could put it in the big dog program for $1,300 an acre as a one-time payment. And I mean, 100 acres, $130,000. You do the math. If you own several hundred acres underwater and you pick it up from somebody for pennies on the dollar because they don't want it. The only caveat to all that is you do have to apply for it. They just don't give it to anybody because then, everybody would just buy it up. But there is huge opportunities there. So I'm going to mute out again.
Appreciate that, man. We're bringing Paid back up here. Go ahead, Mar.
No. For me, it's the land. That I've said it all along. Once I do a little bit of cash out on my portfolio, if I even need to, maybe I could just buy it with crypto. Then I'll keep buying more land. I'm buying land. I have land in Golden Gates, around 2.6 acres, wet land, whatever, man. It will. They laugh at you when you buy wet land, but they don't understand the whole South Florida was wet land. You go, all the girls, you go to Prickle, oh, look how beautiful Prickle. All that shit was wet land. All that shit was wet land, And yeah, I have wet land over there. I bought it for like 45, almost 50K. Now it's worth like we easily get 130, 140 for it, but hell no. That's gonna be there. That's gonna pass on to my daughter. And then I'm looking at where I'm really bullish is east of West Palm Beach. But we're talking now like 200, 300K for 1.4, 1.3 acre. But man, we're that's already like touching right there the city, West Palm Beach, and that's I'm looking there mostly to build for myself, and yeah, I'm also looking to see if I get a better deal. If we have a reception or something of more land, should have bought more land, but yeah, that wetland in Golden Gate, it's like 4 or 5 minutes drive away from Naples, and it's right on 75. So I take it straight to Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, an hour and 20 minutes. But yeah, I that's what I'm buying. I'm buying land, and I'm just gonna hold on to it. I'm not too much into real estate when it comes to like renting houses or buying and flipping. That's I did that a few years back. I made some money out of it, but it stresses me out, and I don't like it. So why are you gonna do something that stresses you out and you don't like it? But land, I love owning land. And yeah, that's the question, Zach. If you're successful in this bull market and you make money, what are you gonna do with that money? What are you going to do with your profits? Are you just going to sit on them and let inflation get to you 15, 20 years from now and that money ain't shit anymore? Think about people that were holding $200,000, $300,000 in 2019. We don't even need to go that far. And they're like, oh, I'm just going to hold it in the bank. What could $200,000, $300,000 get you now in a major city? Nothing, because you sat on it, And in life, it sounds really bad, but in life, it's all about taking chances and gambling at the end, because, I said it all along, money does not disappear. Money transfers. And when the transfer slows down, it's when we hit the bull market, That's it. And that's when then we start getting more printing money, and that's why Bitcoin is going to be king,
I know right where you're at, Mar. Right off 951 there. Golden Gate turns into Collier down there in Naples. That's a good spot, dude, because Naples, North Naples, Pelican Bay, big money up there, man. Big money.
Yeah. And those the plot I have, the land I have, they're allowed let me tell you, they don't allow trailers They don't allow for you to set a mobile home, which, let me tell you, mobile homes are badasses, man. People laugh at mobile homes. You know, my sister has a mobile home, 1,600 square feet, anchored to the ground. It was hit by a tornado 3 years ago. It didn't even move. And I love mobile homes, man. You know, they just, I don't know, like when I go to her mobile home, it's not drywall. It just smells better. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, people laugh at mobile homes, and they're way cheaper. And get this: if you lift them, if you don't anchor them to the ground, I'm not anchor them. If you don't put a foundation on them, you don't pay property taxes. You only pay for the land. And there in the Golden Gates, they don't allow mobile homes, but they do allow something that they don't allow in a lot of land near cities. They allow you to have 2 horses. So that's pretty awesome, man. You know.
That's good shit. We got Pedro up here. What's up, man? What's happening this morning?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? I never thought about buying like blank land or wetland. That's real interesting because a friend of mine the other day was saying to me, he goes, like I'm all about like being prepared for like if stuff hits the fan, right? And so I'm always looking for land with water, right? Like you can do a lot with water, right? As long as water's coming in and out, you can make electricity. You can do generators and stuff. And I never thought about like legitly buying land in wetlands. Like that's just genius. Like I never put, and the fact that it's dirt cheap, duh, man. I mean, anyways, I want to learn more about that. So, like, yo, Mar, I'd love for you to hit me up privately, man, and just, like, we could talk how to mess with that. Or whoever was talking. I think it was Free Trump who was talking about that as well. I'd like to know about that. But I was going to talk a little bit about the markets here real quick. We talked about, I think it was, when was it that we talked to back in January when we were talking about the market falling apart over here. Right. Actually, I think it was like January 24th when I came on. And then we saw the first leg go down, right? And we came back up, and I talked about how we're probably going to be coming back up to like pretty much the old all-time high to put that second leg in for the lower low and then make the next leg down. So this is where we're at right now, right? So the thing is here, like we still ain't seeing a ton of volume really come in, right? Especially when I'm looking at it. So again, I think they're doing a similar thing here. They're going to be putting in a third leg down, and and like I said, I really like that $41,000, $38,000 Bitcoin. Listen, I'm not a moon boy, so forgive me if you guys hate on me, but I want to prepare you guys, and so that you don't get caught up in it. Right now, I think a 53,000 BTC is good. It's fire. I like it. I bought some. I picked some up. But my real goal, in all reality, is if we see a global recession like we're seeing right now, and we see the money being held on to and just basically waiting to see what's going to happen, that's going to cause a lot of things to slow down again. So I'm actually thinking we're going to see a lot of that with BTC because people right now are afraid to buy crypto or just to buy anything. People are going to be holding on to their money. Remember Great Depression. Remember FDR had to come in and had the fireside chats, right? Hey, guys, it's all right, man. Go to spend your money. You're going to be okay, right? We've been in a pretty big, I know technically we're not in a recession, but people have been holding on to their money. And so personally, I think we're going to go much further down. But as we hit these little junction points, and here's the thing, this is a good thing because what's happening is the institutions are coming in and they're putting buy points. And these buy points are going to become areas of just strong support, much like the S&P 500 when it hits 4,000 and then it sold off, and when it hit 3,000 and it sold off, right? The reason why is those areas become support levels. So all of a sudden, like we don't have these huge 90% retracements, 50%, 60% retracements. This is actually what's being utilized to create a stable economy within Bitcoin. And so right now we're still, remember, there's no laws here in BTC. And so they're able to go through and do what they really need to do so that they can create a structure for large institutions. So as we see it sell off, like Bitcoin ain't going nowhere. Just understand that. But as it sells off, that just becomes opportunity for the institutions to buy. So when that happens, be looking to be purchasing, squirrel your money away for BTC or whatever, right? Like we talked about ETH a while back ago, and I talked about seeing ETH down at around 2,300, right? Well, look, we there now, right? It's a good area to be purchasing it, right? I also love, I love BT, or I especially love ETH down at that 1,700, 1,743, right? That's looking sexy to me. I sit there and that's a nice little like base area, man, like a nice little daily demand area, right? 1,743-ish area. I like it. It's hot. It's sexy for me. If I could even, man, we could see ETH again down at like that 1074 area, ooh, you're just singing to me, right? Like I'm ready to pick some up. Zach, we talked about, Shiba Inu, right? I told you, remember, you're like, oh, they're going to push it. And I said, bro, no, they're getting ready to drop it, right? I posted that in the YouTube thing. I said, hold up. And that's not a negative thing, right? Now Shiba Inu's in the area that I wanted. You got to check out my show. You can sit there and see it. I talked about ETH sitting at that 0.41088 mark. We tapped it literally on yesterday. We tap a root and it screamed up. I think we're going to come back down to be able to tap into 1088. Like 1088 is where the buyers are sitting around, right? They're sitting between the 877 and 1088 area. Right, you can see every time we tap that area, we consolidate and then we exploded. So I like those areas. So this isn't a bad time. Personally, I'm obviously a holder in Shiba Inu, but I'm at it down at these lower levels. Right, like I think they're a good area to be looking at. Also, ICP. Listen, right now the internet AI stocks or coins are going down. It is a great time to be picking up these. Again, this is not financial advice, but I am like this is a massive deal for me. So now instead of me buying ICP at $16, $15, I'm able to get it around like $5, $6. Like, so be mindful of like what's actually happening. Take a step back, look at it and go, snaps, this is a great time for me to go in and buy these at a discount, because we will see the bull market. That is a guarantee. We will see the bull market, but they first have to drop it. Remember, every time we look at any type of bull market that we see, we always saw it sell off before. Okay, so this is we're not going anywhere. Institutions are here, but now they're creating structure in the market so that we can sit there and see what's happening overall. And most importantly, you as an investor, right? And again, I'm a trader, so I see things different, right? But as an investor, when you see these things sell off, it's like, oh yeah, baby, let's get up in it, right? If you get in on a good deal on a micro coin, right? A little crap coin, or you get in on a meme coin that just says, boom, let's go to the moon. Take off half that. If you come up with $5,000, $10,000, put that into a nice top 100 coin, right? Understand the top 100 coins out there. Go through Coin Market Cap and go to their learning thing, right? And just go from 1 to 100. And every day, go back and learn from what the top coins are at. So the reason why I say that is so that you'll know when you look at the chart, oh, okay, here's a good price point. I can see here that this is where, from the chart, it exploded, and it most likely will come back down to pick up those buyers again. So looking at understanding where necessarily to buy as it moves and as it sells off, because you're an investor, that's not a bad thing, because most of us, we're 10 years, 15 years out in the crypto world, right? We know 10, 15 years out, it's going to be different. So this is how you want to look at the market, how you want to see it. So forgive me, guys. I just wanted to pop in, encourage you guys. I know every time we see blood in the streets, people kind of freak out, but this is not a bad thing.
Appreciate the perspective, brother. As always. 100%. Corinne, looks like you want to respond to that. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I would just quickly add, I completely agree with Pedro. And vote for Pedro. No, but all jokes aside, I love it, dude.
Sorry,
But yeah, right. But I feel like what people really don't understand, and they get confused. And to be super straightforward from what I see, there are different people that come into Web3. Respects to all the YouTubers that do a great job. But when they say, hey, look at that, my tokens are 200, like 20x from when I first mentioned. Well, this is like my second bull run. Mind you, I was the CMO for Galax's advisor. Like, I do have experience with these. I took us, like, we were like 113 million market cap. But the point is, a lot of people join not understanding what it is. They want to flip money. You're going to get hurt, probably, like, financially. You have people that understand it, like what Pedro is saying, and you see the horizon big picture. You don't get afraid. So try to understand, like, where you are and choose, like, what camp you're in, which, by the way, the more research information you get, you probably will be a believer of the technology. The way I look at it is kind of like black and white, which is like either the entire Web3 ecosystem collapses and the technology stops and we pivot to something completely different, or Web3 is going to be here. So if Web3 is going to be here, it's not about the token. The token is just like the method that you use within the network for whatever it is that you're doing. So if I invest in something like Bitcoin or top 10 that should last, it will go up and it will go down. Like everyone is saying right now, it's going to go down. Institutions and a million reasons, they'll buy it. Bull run is going to be nice. Then that's going to stop, it's going to drop. Maybe it's going to drop like way low, and then it's going to go. Eventually, in a few years, it's going to be crazy how much it is. So if you want to cash in, you could sell in these volatile times, but don't panic because it's not going to get any lower. Most of the projects that do well. And instead of selling, buy more if you believe in what you're doing. You know, like AVAX a couple of months ago, like you could tell either the project is going to crash or it's going to go up. Solana, like all these things. Lastly, just remember, if you want to make money, you're going to have to sell at some point. But if you want to invest because you see the big picture, then stop checking that wallet if it's going up and down because it's just going to give yourself anxiety. Like I hope that helps people. And lastly, what do you do with the profits? Like I don't know your life, right? Like I can't tell you. I can tell you what I do. Some of it I go shopping, and then I put it back into other smart things. And the last part, how do I invest? I do join a lot of alpha community groups. I'm not gonna tell you what to join. Like go look at other people's, like how I found a lot of people. Go look at OG's wallets and the wallets of the NFTs, etc. Go do your research. You're gonna run into really interesting stuff. 1/3 of my money I just want to throw into those groups that I can see statistically, like, oh, they've been doing all right. The other part I want to do it myself. And then the other part, maybe I'll throw in some meme coins. Who cares? That's it. Like, I hope it helps you guys. And I don't really do meme coins. I'll do it for fun, like a casino. That's it.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, we're right at the 11:30 mark, guys. Another amazing live stream first, and the space. Just want to say thank you to everybody who joined us today. Amazing across all the platforms again, and man, I'm loving this, man. Loving what we're building here with the Crypto Breakfast Club. Thanks again to all the speakers, all the listeners. Couldn't do it without you guys. We will be back tomorrow. I'll be back live, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. I was a little bit late today. I had a bunch of stuff going on. We got live, I think, around 8:50 or something like that. But we'll be back tomorrow for it. 9:30 to 11:30, the Breakfast Club begins. Of course, it's streamed live on YouTube and on X. So, if you're out and about, you can listen to us all over the place, whether it's the live stream on X, live stream on YouTube, or right here in the space. So just want to say thanks again to everybody. And get out there and make some money today. We'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys again. Peace.